Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating plunge into something super practical, how to learn real American English, quickly and effectively.
hmm
Our mission, really, for this deep dive is to unpack some sources that reveal a surprisingly simple but pretty powerful method to get past that sort of book English.
Right, that formal stuff. It's
Right.
such a common challenge, isn't it, for
Yeah.
English learners? I mean,
Yeah,
bridging that gap between, textbook knowledge and how people actually talk.
exactly.
And what's great about the material we're looking at today is how it just zeroes in on authentic context. And crucially, immediate use. Stuff you can actually, start using today.
That's the hook, isn't it? Immediate use. And the specific sources we're digging into are, well, they're quite illuminating. We've got bits from Learn Real English, from Netflix to Conversation, and also a Learning English podcast guide.
Okay.
And the core idea, which we're about to jump into, it really hinges on using popular streaming stuff and Netflix, basically, but in a way that might totally reframe how you think about learning language.
Sounds intriguing.
Okay, so let's unpack this main idea right away. The sources make a pretty bold claim. Stop studying book English. Just stop.
Wow. Okay. Bold is right.
Yeah. And instead, learn how real people speak using just one single line from a Netflix show.
One line.
One line. The promise is you'll hear it, you'll get it, and boom, you can use it today. I mean, for anyone feeling stuck, that sounds like a game changer, right?
It really does. So how does that work? That one-line thing. How is it so immediate?
Well, that's where the method gets practical.
It's all about hyperfocus, I think,
Yeah.
and relevance.
Yeah.
The method gets right into the practical steps using these really short clips, like 5 to 10 seconds short.
Okay, tiny clips.
Yeah, from shows everyone knows, Stranger Things, Friends, Wednesday, The Office, or whatever popular show you're into.
Right. So the familiarity helps.
Exactly. It makes it way more engaging, more memorable. Because you're already kind of invested in the story, the characters. You're not just learning a random phrase.
Yeah.
It's tied to something you actually, care about.
That makes a lot of sense. And the sources give some great examples of the kinds of phrases we're talking about. They're not like obscure vocabulary words.
No, not
It's the real everyday stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Or you gotta be kidding. It's not a big deal. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah. You hear those constantly.
Right. Come on, man. Or even, I'm not buying it from Breaking Bad, apparently.
Okay, so let's use one of those in an example. Let's take "Are you kidding me?" to really walk through the explanation part of this method.
Good idea.
So the sources explain it basically means, "Are you serious?"
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, "I can't believe this."
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you typically use it when something surprising happens. Often something funny, maybe, or sometimes annoying.
Okay.
And the example they give is super simple but clear. Person A says, "You ate my pizza." Person B replies, "Are you kidding me?"
Huh. Yeah, okay, I can hear that. Perfect disbelief.
Exactly. It just packs so much feeling into 4 common words. It's quite fascinating when you break it down.
It really is. So, okay, you understand the phrase, you get the context from the scene. Then what? Then comes the practice, I assume.
Right, the crucial practice part. And the method describes this guided repetition. So first, you say it slowly. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Okay.
Then you speed it up. But, and this is key, you emphasize the native pronunciation. So it becomes less like, "Are you kidding me?" and more like,
Are you kidding me? Kind of slurred today.
exactly, "Are you kidding me?" Getting that natural connected sound. And I imagine, like you said, that shift from crisp, separate words to that flow, that's tough for a lot of learners.
Definitely. We're taught to enunciate everything perfectly in class.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This practice bit leads to a really profound insight they share in the sources, which is you don't need perfect grammar, you need rhythm.
Whoa, okay, say that again. Rhythm, not grammar.
Rhythm, not perfect grammar. That's potentially transformative, right? Because it flies in the face of so much traditional language teaching that's obsessed with rules. This shifts the whole focus. It's about getting the music of the language, the natural flow, how native speakers actually connect words. It's about sounding natural, not just, correct on paper.
That's a huge reframe. Rhythm over rules. It makes you wonder if traditional methods are missing something fundamental there.
Could be.
And this whole approach, this single phrase, focusing on rhythm, they suggest you can scale it up, right? Like turn it into a series.
Exactly. Each installment could feature a new phrase, a new scene. They even suggest a format. Netflix English, #1. Real English, real scenes, real learning. Then #2, #3, and so on.
It's a pretty smart way to build a whole library of these, like, micro lessons. Very digestible.
And it's worth pointing out, the source material is really clear about who this is for. It's specifically designed for learning American English.
Right, leveraging all that American media.
It creates a super relevant context if American English is your goal.
So, okay, let's bring this back to the listener. What does this all mean for you listening right now? How could thinking about English this way, focusing on one real phrase at a time, its rhythm, how could that shift your approach?
It seems like it could make things feel less overwhelming, maybe. More achievable.
Yeah, definitely less daunting.
Yeah.
And more immediate. So just to quickly recap our deep dive today, the big takeaways seem pretty clear. First, the efficiency of learning real spoken English through authentic stuff like Netflix.
Right.
Second, that huge idea, focusing on rhythm over rigid grammar rules.
Musicality.
And third, the immediate applicability. You learn a phrase, you practice the sound, you can use it. It feels like a direct path to sounding more natural, feeling more confident.
And if you think about the bigger picture, learning language through culture, especially through popular media like this, it goes way beyond just grabbing new words.
How so?
Well, it's about really understanding the nuances, right? The tone, the cultural subtext, why someone chooses that phrase in that moment. It gets you closer to the implicit stuff.
That's a great point.
Which then makes you ask, what does fluency even mean? If so much of it is tied up in these subtle, rhythmic, cultural things, not just vocabulary lists and grammar charts.
That is a big question. What is fluency, really?
Okay, so if you, listening, want to explore this more, learn more English from Netflix and these kinds of real conversations, the sources mention checking out resources like Learn English with Designer JK. They say it's an example of someone breaking down real phrases in this kind of way, fast, fun, simple. So that might be worth a look.
Good tip.
And we want to leave you with something to think about. What's your favorite Netflix series? What show do you think would actually be great for learning English using this method? Give that some thought.
Yeah, pick one.
And maybe one final thought that you want, building on that rhythm idea. If learning real English is so much about rhythm and context, how might that change the way you listen to any conversation, even in your first language?
Ooh, interesting. Think about it. The pauses, the intonation, the way words kind of blur together. It's all part of how we really communicate, isn't it? Beyond just the words themselves.